Later, Red Eye. I'll let you suck it later. Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the Morning Wood. I am glad you have jumped upon my wood. It's going to be a good, throbbing. No more dick jokes. I'm not even going to start this morning with the dick jokes. Uh, yeah, we're just going to jump into it here in just a second. Before we do that, though, want to let you know you need to check out tomorrow's show, which we will have Captain Kirsch on, someone named Soda. I don't know much about her, but she seems really cool. She's a Twitcher, and she's going to be on here, and we're going to have a good show. And then, yeah, next week, I know we got Mundane Matt coming on, a couple other people, and so it should be a lot of fun. And also make sure you catch me this weekend on the Saints. I will be on the Saints, Jeff and Nick's show. So anyways, at the end of the show, of course, as always, you can ask questions and we take tips at the end of the show too. So here we go. It's just three of us today. It's me, Red. What's up, Red?
Good morning, good evening, and hello.
Hello. Okay, Jim Carrey. And we got what is your name again? Is it McCoogan? McClarigan?
Oh no.
Magog. Okay, yeah. What's up, Magog? How you doing?
Ass rape.
Best way to start out a morning is ass rape.
Damn Skippy.
Yes, I try to rape an ass or two every morning. It's better than coffee. Okay, I'm gonna send this link here to Frank. Let Frank join us from the Geek Room. Okay, yes, now we can start. So today we're just gonna basically shoot the shit with Magog, talk about his upcoming prison sentence, and
fuck yeah. They got no evidence though. I'm gonna beat this rap. I'm gonna beat this rap.
It'll be like Snoop. Beat it.
They don't ever find the bodies with me.
These allegations will not stick in a court of law.
Yeah, well, speaking of ass rape, there's Frank.
Butt boop.
Yeah, but yeah. So one of the things I wanted to ask you is because a lot of you got a lot of people, a lot of fan stuff, but some of us may not know the world that you're creating and how long it's So just tell me a little bit about it.
Well, about 5 years ago, I wanted to write a fantasy novel. So I spent 2 years developing the history of this world and a story I was going to tell. And then I never ended up writing the damn thing because of, life circumstances. I went back to school and all that kind of stuff. And then when I created the YouTube channel Magog, I just decided to use the world I had already created for a novel I never wrote. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. And so and you're working on it daily too, right? Like all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm always doing artwork or writing scripts or writing ideas or research for the bigger projects. And right now I'm developing a property to build my studio on.
That's what a lot of people may not know, that you're actually building a huge studio. You're making
it's going to be a 40 by 60 building that essentially has a small living quarters in it so that I can live there permanently. And the rest of it's just going to be a big open shop that I can build massive indoor sets in and stuff. So
that is pretty cool. That is really good. And that's just awesome, dude. I love the idea. We were talking before that we started about the originality. No one really does what you do. And that's what's really cool about it, is that it's hard to find originality these days. And on YouTube, it's really hard to find originality. And you've stumbled upon something really original, and I respect the shit out of it.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely continue telling me how awesome I am. That'll get you all the points.
Well, I was gonna do that more, but Red Eye did such a wonderful job of sucking your dick before the show started. I was I was gonna give him a mint.
Yeah, I probably need two after what I did. Jesus Christ!
All right,
you guys think he washes my balls? You didn't see shit.
And a part of doing the bigger show is to kind of get away from the stuff that we typically see on YouTube. Like I like doing response videos. Don't get me wrong, and that's what got me started. But I am kind of tired of it. You know, it seems too. It seems less creative, in my opinion. You know, to do response videos to somebody who can't respond back, and you're just kind of cracking fun at them, and that's all well and good. My audience loves it, but I've gotten into this in order to do something really creative and original, and that's why I'm building up to a sitcom. I'm building a medieval village on my land to film the sitcom in. I'm going to be hiring actors, getting proper cinematic, you know, equipment like a cinematic camera and lighting and microphones and all kinds of stuff, and do a real proper production.
And yeah, exactly. And I agree with you that we need something new here on YouTube because, and there's nothing wrong with reaction videos. I do them sometimes. I'm trying to do, you know, a little bit, some different stuff that I've done for a long time, I got in that vicious circle of doing the same fucking thing. And so I'm trying to, you know, do some different stuff too. So we really do need more than people bickering on YouTube and people, you know, it's just, it's time for a change, and I think you're adding to it, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm just trying something new. Like I knew when I joined YouTube that I didn't want to just hide behind an avatar. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I watch plenty of people that use avatars, but I felt like that market was saturated.
It is.
So I was like, what if I did something visual? And then I realized if you do something really visual and you put production into it, you create a character, you build a set, you build a, you know, background and everything like that, then you're less likely to get people really hating on you and giving you a lot of negativity. I mean, I get negative comments now and again, but definitely not as much as other YouTubers, simply because how do you argue against a wizard? Like, you know, like I'm an insult comedian. Like people trying to argue against Magog, the character, is like walking up to, you know, Triumph, the insult comedy dog, and going, I don't like your politics.
Yeah,
you know, it's just kind of stupid. You know, from the get-go, you kind of understand that Magog is satire and comedy. You know,
exactly. But now, believe it or not, though, there would be somebody out there in the world that's stupid enough to believe that you really believe you're Magog.
Yeah, no, I still get negative comments now and again of people like, you're just a neckbeard, lives in your mom's basement, played too much D&D, you know, and they don't even realize that I've never actually played D&D. And I'm like, you know, I'm ex-military and I've traveled the world and I've experienced other cultures and all kinds of stuff. They don't even bother trying. They're just like, they instantly go for the easy, you know, the easy critique. And that's fine. You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But every now and again, I get those messages in my YouTube where somebody's just like, God, this is cringy. You're a cringy motherfucker. And I'm just like, they're literally arguing with a wizard on YouTube. That's funny to me.
And when they're and the one thing is that I learned a long time ago on YouTube is if they're bitching, you're doing something right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You really are. You're doing something right if they're bitching and people are afraid of creativity too. They don't want nothing. People get they get stuck. They get pigeonholed, I guess, in a way, in this same old thing, and they get used to it, and they're afraid of change. They're afraid of anything different. And, you know, guys like you are adding something very different to the mix. And for a minute there, they may be a little pissed off about it, but once they watch your stuff and they get it, they get it. And it's like me, you know, like people think Pimpmunk is real. Pimpmunk was a character I created years ago. And it was like, I mean, it's a fat white dude who talks like a big 80-year-old black woman. I mean,
that's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that was the idea. I used to have this neighbor lady when I was a kid. She was a big old black woman, and she talked just like Pimpmunk did. And I learned from that, and I used to watch that. And when I wanted to create something for YouTube, I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Think outside the box. I mean, I think most creators, even if they just use an avatar, still kind of hide behind some sort of act.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they put up an entertaining front, you know.
You have to.
Yeah. Because you know, people like Poisoning the Well, you know, Fat Pat Sophane, they're actually really boring in real life, and I hate them. No, joking.
They're so fucking cool. They're probably two of the coolest people I've ever met. They made me feel so uncool. They really did. They made me feel uncool.
Yeah, so exactly. Cool. But like it is what it is, and I like genuine people who are in the creative sphere. It does suck though, because a lot of people, they want that instant gratification. They don't want to hear live streams talking about production and cameras and things like that. That's all boring to them. But I love it, man.
I do too. I love this shit. And see, I love to talk to other creators like yourself. And like when I have Pat on, I really sit there because I'm, comedy's my thing, right? And I really, to pick a mind of a stand-up comedian, it's fucking awesome, dude. I mean, you may find it boring, the little bitty things behind the scene, but the little bitty things behind the scenes, it's what gets me. So I love to talk to creators and learn from creators, even if like somebody who hasn't been doing as long as me or as popular, which I'm not popular, but you know what I mean? You can still learn from everybody on here.
Yeah, and I just like that I'm finally being able to make a living off of my creativity. I've tried for years. I've tried publishing books, which I've had multiple books published. I've tried being an artist, a graphics designer, a commercial artist. I mean, you name it, and it never happened. All my harebrained schemes throughout my life never took off. And then what ends up working for me is playing a goddamn necromancer on YouTube.
But you're passionate about it, though. That's what I mean. You can see. If someone's really passionate about what they're doing and they believe in their character or whatever, you can see it. And you can literally see your creativity working with you. You can see that you're passionate about it. And that's what always gets me about people who come on here and just want to bash the YouTubers, whatever, especially the ones who are really putting effort into trying to be creative. And it's like, dude, you do realize that they're giving you their art here.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I love about it too. And I like experimenting. I like doing different voices and stuff. Like I just kind of created Poe out of nowhere, Magog's little, sidekick dead bird. And I absolutely love doing Poe because it's really cathartic. I can just tear into people. Like Magog, I'm a little bit more reserved. Yeah. But with Poe, I can just wail into people because Poe's just an asshole. I've just written him to just be a fucking dick, So, he comes on and he's, he does his whole, when Magog is away, Poe comes out to play. Welcome to Midnight Dreary. You're all about your dickheads,
That's what's great is that in your world that you can create these characters and be able to like to do those things. That's like with me, the simple little thing I got is this puppet that I have. I can say things with this puppet that, and get by with it. So it's pretty cool.
Yep, exactly. It's kind of like when you watch the Jeff Dunham comedy, where he has the damn puppets and stuff. And I remember watching this video online or whatever of a guy in the audience got pissed off at Peanut and just started yelling at him. And Jeff Dunham was like, calm down, sir. I'm trying to do a show here. And he's like, I ain't talking to you.
That's when you know you're good at it.
Right.
That's like people think Red Eye's real. I've actually got my hand up his ass.
I'm actually a crisis actor. Australia doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah.
I know. Go ahead.
Australia is on the other side of the flat earth. It's on the underside.
The underside.
It's in the upside down. That's where Australia is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a great show.
Just filled with deadly creatures that want to kill you.
Hey, we should quickly revisit our flat Earth special, Pimp. Yeah, it's fucking stupid and it's not flat. There you go. We revisited flat Earth. Yeah. There's 2 episodes now. Congratulations.
People asked me to do a flat Earth episode. I said, okay, here's my flat Earth episode. It's not flat. Moving on.
Right.
Stop it. Yeah, I said in chat, stop, it's not flat. Stop being stupid. And that was the episode.
Yeah, because that's just retarded.
Oh yeah. But anyway,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying myself, and my fans really rallied behind me when I finally got to sit down on my main channel out of character and just explain to people what's going on in my life and what my plans were for the future. And now I've got a budget coming in, and yeah, we're gonna do this, man. We're gonna build a medieval village.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome, and that's awesome when you get the fans behind you, and even if it's even if it's not as a large amount, just a few people sitting there telling you, showing you their support, that's pretty awesome. But when you get several people, it's very awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just money. I mean, I'm not just talking Patreon. Yeah. I got fans. I've got blacksmiths in like Sweden who are going to send me swords. I've got a fan who like used to work for Jim Henson, and he's like a creature artist. And he's like, I want to build your dragon. And I'm like, I will definitely take a large animatronic dragon from you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I must ask this question: when and how Rufus? How did Rufus come about? Because Rufus is like, there's that one episode you did, and you both look at it. That's right, the fucking kids that think they're different animals and shit. And it's
Right.
It's like right at the end. It like you think you're getting along with Rufus, and he says, "I'm still gonna fucking burn you," and you basically just burst into tears. Like it was like it's one of my favorite episodes. I cry with laughter every time that moment where Rufus says, "You're still gonna burn." It's like you just go, "Oh, no."
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So Rufus, how did Rufus come about?
Rufus literally was just a random idea. I was like, I need a dragon to, because I'm doing a video on people who think they're dragons. Like there was a guy in that video who was like, I'm Dragonkin.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got to do a dragon. So I animated this dragon using a 3D model, and I textured him, and I hand animated him step by step. It took 11 hours. Wow. And it's just to get what little is in that. That's why Rufus doesn't pop up all the time. It takes forever to animate him. And so, there was this whole like joke where the dragon comes up in the window and just starts, fucking with Magog. And I was just like, wouldn't it be funny if the dragon had like a really kind of common, goofy name? Because like you always like play video games or read books, fantasy books, and the dragon's always got like cool names like Smaug or Alduin or Belagog the Great, or something like that. What if you had a dragon just its name's Rufus?
Yeah.
Every now and again you see out the window, off in the background, it's like Rufus flies just off in the distance. You cruise by, it's like, oh shit, is he going to be in this episode? It's like for the rest of the episode, you're sort of hoping, oh, Magog might get burnt to a crispy beauty.
Like, I've got to get back to trying to animate him, but I wanted to do it a little bit more realistic, and I'm just not a good 3D artist. That's not what I studied. I studied graphics design. Yeah. So like building 3D models and texturing them is hard work. And so I'm hoping to run into some artists that know how to better do that and better animate them so that I can have Rufus on the regular. Or, if I get that guy who does like Jim Henson stuff, have him build Rufus's head.
That's so cool.
And then I can control it and stuff and film it in front of a green screen, and then he can be superimposed outside the window anytime I want,
Yeah, that's awesome.
That'd be insane.
Yeah. People are loving this idea, and I want to, I'm trying to involve the fans too. It's a grassroots sitcom idea where it's like, I don't want to try to fish for a network. I'm not trying to just do this with, friends that I know in real life. Like, I want the fans to come out and be background actors. I want patrons to come out and fly down to Arkansas for a week and shoot some scenes, be a random bandit that Magog and Beardy have to kill, like it's not, and then, once a year, just like have a big ass fucking Magogonite party and have a bonfire in the medieval village and drink at the tavern and everybody come out and just party with us. It's going to be better than VidCon.
Yeah. There you go.
And I am really humbled, not just by my fans, but my fellow YouTubers too. I've made a lot of friends over this past year and a half I've been doing this, and a lot of them have bigger channels than me. They've been around for years, and they all saw what happened after my video and just started contacting me. And they were just like, holy shit, man, this is an awesome idea, dude. I want to come down and so now I've got I've got people like Jeff Holiday, Nick, Mundane Matt, Undoomed, all kinds of people who are like, can I make a cameo? Can I make a cameo? And like, I've already basically because I've become real good friends with Undoomed. And I just flat out asked him one day, I was like, I know you're busy because he's got his real job, Yeah. But I was like, dude, for the main show, I plan on getting, a proper 3D animator or a puppet or something and bringing Rufus into the show. And I was like, can you voice Rufus from now on? And he was like, yeah, I'll do that.
There you go.
So yeah. I've got Undoomed locked in to voice Rufus.
That's cool.
The dragon,
cool.
Because he's never going to appear in person. He's got to stay anonymous, but he's agreed to do voice work for me. So
that's awesome. That is
Shit
awesome.
just got epic.
Yeah. So
you mentioned the other YouTubers. That is the one cool thing about this is when YouTubers who are bigger than you and they see your stuff and they're like, "Hey, I think you're pretty cool. I want to try to help you." You know, that's awesome when that happens.
Oh yeah. I got Jeff Holiday and Wizard of Cause and the Poison in the Well. They're all going to come down and make cameos in the show. You know, we're writing all kinds of ideas right now, and of course, Beardbarian, he's basically my business partner at this point, and our two characters are so linked now that he's going to be coming down 3 months out of the year to film and edit with me. You know, he's my partner in crime right now because he's basically going to become Magog's unwilling sidekick in the show. So, the only downside is to do the show that I want to do. It might not be on YouTube. So I've got some fans helping me to develop a website.
Yeah.
That people can go to watch the films, to watch the proper Big Show. There's still going to be plenty of content on the YouTube channel. But at the end of the day, I want gratuitous sex, violence, and nudity.
Absolutely.
So can't have that on YouTube. Yeah, I can't have that on YouTube. So I'm going to have my own website for the bigger sitcom.
Unfortunately, YouTube is where everything's got to be nice. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yep. They definitely they don't mind language as far like right now, except for like hate speech, obviously. But so you can still say fuck and stuff in videos, and you might just get demonetized, not suitable for all ads, but they won't flag you down. But outside of that, they pretty much are flagging.
And I would not be shocked if they started flagging people for curse words. Wouldn't
Honestly,
be shocked.
Yeah,
Give them
it
time.
probably would happen. Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
talking
probably
about-
would happen.
See, Frank here, my little goat, he's an axe thrower. He's a professional axe thrower. So he should come on your sitcom and throw axes at people. Can you hear me? Yeah, we hear you, bud.
Okay, I was making sure that wasn't showing up on my thing, but yeah, I could do that. I can travel down. I can drive through some asses.
You can throw axes at people on this.
Yeah, I'll throw some asses at people. I'm not guaranteed they. I'm not going to guarantee they won't come. You know, leave with a few limbs missing, but you know, it'd be interesting.
You should come down and play a character that is like a villain that Magog and Beardy have to face off.
Yeah,
and you're like so deadly with axes that you can even hit people from like 1,000 yards out, like a sniper with an axe. I will build an axe with a scope on it, and you just like look through the scope. And then suddenly you just throw the axe and it travels forever.
Dude, have a spotter for him. Have someone.
What if you did the axe version of Slut, the Sword of Ludicrous Undertaking?
Another one of my brilliant creations.
Oh, I fucking cried with laughter. That whole episode where you're doing the weaponry thing, and then Magog sees the atomic weapon go off, and it's just like, ah!
I love that episode too, and it was literally my second episode. Like, so it was just a really great idea, and I love that whole, you know,
and the Armstrong, that was funny as fuck. Basically, every bit you did in that was it just built up in this beautiful fucking. The nuclear one was just like, I just love that episode a lot.
Yeah, I love it when I pull the bow out and I'm just like, this bow is, and then it just cuts to Hickok 45 shooting like a shotgun, and then it cuts back to Magog and he just throws the bow off screen. You know, like he's not even trying anymore. You know. Yeah.
What was you get the thing? What was one of them? You called it the Armstrong, and what was
the first one was the Decimator. And
the Decimator. That's right.
Yeah, it's like I call this one the D. It's D for Decimator. It's a long, firm shaft connected to two balls, you know. And then I pulled out the
jokes
flail.
are amazing.
Yeah, and then I pulled out the flail with the single ball on it, and I was like, "This one has a single ball. I call it an Armstrong." You know, because he had testicular cancer. You know.
Oh, I loved it.
It just kind of rolled. It rolled really well that episode. You know?
If you can't laugh at dick jokes, I don't want to be your friend.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I've watched that episode multiple times, and it just doesn't wear off. The funniness doesn't wear off. It's like one of those ones where you can just watch it again and again and just appreciate it every single fucking time.
Yeah, I like it when Slut pops up a quest marker And then it turns out it was like a sex ad that Magog took out, and then he was like, "Ignore that slut! He's fucking with me." I had to be real careful with that episode too. I had to throw the sword off screen, so I had this chair over there, and I was like, I had to toss it just right so it landed sideways on the chair, so it didn't like stab into the fucking chair, you know. Like I have such a tiny set in this apartment. That's why I can't wait to build the studio, because I'm in a 1-bedroom 500 square foot apartment. I had to sell my couches to build the wizard tower. So like I'm talking to you right now with like a wizard tower behind me. Like this is my living room. And so like when I had to throw the bow and arrow off screen, it flew into my kitchen. And you know, and stuff, you know, like it wasn't, you know, I had to be really careful doing like physical gags, and that's why I really can't wait for the studio, so Magog can finally like move around. He can actually interact with the set a lot more. I can do different camera angles, and it'll still, you know, it won't just be stuck on the one, you know. Magog's stuck behind this desk, and I don't like it, you know.
Imagine Magog sitting over a cauldron with stuff boiling up out of it and all different lighting to make it do all weird shit, and you can do all your effect. That's gonna be fucking so epic, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You're right on. You're right on par. Great minds think alike. I want to get a big old cauldron.
Don't ever call him a great mind.
You're getting it.
I get your thing, and I really, like I said, there's a certain person in chat, ad friendly as fuck, also known as D motherfucking Wayne. He put me onto you when you had about 2,000 subs, and I've just been watching your shit ever since. It's just like I try and get all my friends watching, and they all think, "Yeah, shut up, you fanboy." It's like, no, you really got to watch this shit. I'm not just fanning out. This shit's really good. Come on, watch it.
I try. I mean, I know the graphics are cheesy because I'm still kind of learning After Effects and stuff, but there's a charm with that. It's almost kind of a 1990s cheesiness. You know,
with the 8-bit episode. Thank you. There you go. That was another one of my the whole video game episode where you go and meet the princess and the fucking cat comes along.
Right.
It's like that's another classic fucking thing.
I'm so happy I have classic Magog episodes.
Yeah, I think it is. It's just they stand the test of time. You can go if you can watch it more than 2 or 3 times and still want to watch it again. It's fucking good content, and your stuff's passed the test, in my opinion.
One of my favorite episodes has got to be, and it took me a long time to do it, but it was worth it, because one of my favorite episodes was the Valentine's Day episode where he kills a fucking fairy with his shoe. Like I wrote that scene and I was like, how am I going to do this? Because the fairy's got to be digital, so I have to hit the shoe on a certain part of my desk just right. And then I'll have to superimpose the fairy and make him disappear as soon as the shoe lands. Like I had to think out the whole process, and it was so funny because it was just to do one joke where he was all like, at least you have beauty in your world. There's nothing beautiful about my world. Kablam! And he just killed that tiny, pretty fairy, you know? So it's like, it kind of built up the characters. Magog doesn't really see anything beautiful about this fantastical realm that he lives in, you know?
Well, that's great, and that's the thing with this character in the show. The possibilities are basically endless. You can just keep doing it, and so it's very cool idea.
I just really kind of want to break away from the response video stuff, because I know I have more jokes in my head than I can do right now sitting behind a desk. A lot of them are more physical jokes. A lot of them are, you know, like slapstick comedy and stuff. I really feel like Magog can really branch out and do some funny shit. Now I've got this idea too, because when the studio's built, I'm building a new permanent set for Magog. And the big permanent set that's going to be in the studio is Magog's Magical Emporium. And it's basically, he's opened up a magic shop in a village.
Yeah. And
he's selling magic to like random adventurers that are passing through. Because if anybody here has ever played like Skyrim or Oblivion or any RPG, any fantasy RPG, you know, there's always like a merchant you go to sell all your shit to, and you buy other stuff from. And it's like, most people would do a show that's based around like the main character, the Dragonborn, the one that is going to go off and on this epic quest and save the world. What if you did a comedy show that's based on the guy running the shop?
There you go.
Dude, Great.
You know, and so I really love this idea of building Magog's Magical Emporium and filling it with all these weird little light up little bits of props and glowing potions and bubbling things and all this stuff. And then I really want to get like a hot, dumb thought to be Magog's assistant.
Oh, Frank, there you go. There's another job for you, Frank.
Yeah. Just a little hairy. I can do it.
So I got to find a local actress for that because she, you know. But I've got a few lady friends that I've
in Arkansas. The dumb part wouldn't be hard to find.
Yeah, that's absolutely true too. But I love that idea of her being like this really dumb assistant, but then secretly she's actually like a bad guy that's been sent to spy on Magog.
Yeah,
you know.
See, you got so many possibilities for stuff to do. Like you could do a parody of Skyrim and Dragon Ball with Rufus. You could do, say, a Game of Thrones thing, and you could base it around, I don't know, doing a corny version of Winter is Coming, or it's just everything that touches on the realm that Morscar is, and anything similar. You could parody the shit out of it.
You're
mix it in.
No,
I cool.
Yeah, like I wrote this joke for the sitcom, and it'll probably appear. I'll give you guys a little spoiler. I wrote this joke where Magog passes by a guard in the village, and the guard goes, "I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow." And Magog goes, "Don't you fucking say it!"
Yes.
And then the guard goes, "To the balls. I took an arrow to the balls." And Magog goes, "Oh, you poor bastard." And he starts to cry and he goes, "I'm not a man anymore." And Magog's like, no, you're not.
All right. Pimp needs a bit of context for that, Joe. In the game in Skyrim, if you walk past a town guard and they'll say it to you 100 million times by the time you finish playing the game, it says, "I used to be an adventurer like you, but I took an arrow to the knee." And there's a rare variant where he says, "I took an arrow to the chest," but I only ever heard it fucking once. And never again. I might have imagined it because I may have been high on drugs that second one. But
yeah, I've never heard that one. So I've probably put like 5,000 hours into that game, so I've never heard it once. So you might have just been drunk.
I'm the nerd who doesn't play games. So,
but like, I want to do stuff. That's the whole point of the gratuitous violence and sex and nudity and stuff too. I kind of want it to be a dramatic juxtaposition comedy. Like that kind of favors Game of Thrones. It's a very popular show, and I've watched all of it, and I want to parody the fuck out of it. I want this blonde, naked chick to walk into the store, and she's covered in these little CGI dragons, and Magog's just like, "Why are you naked?" And she's like, "I'm the queen of the dragons." That doesn't answer my question. You know?
You have to do a shame scene too. Of Magog walking down the street. Shame.
But there's all kinds of original stuff too. I want Magog to like go out on quests, and oh man, it's gonna be fun.
I think you should do the Magog News Network.
Oh yeah.
No. There's already a plan for that in the future. Because I did a parody episode on the Young Turks, and it was Hear Ye News. You know, because like the town crier in medieval times, hear ye, you know. And it was a really fun format. I love that one, you know.
I love the idea that you had that day, just shooting off the top of your head. You know, you was talking about me playing the monk, and that's a nice sound system. That was pretty good.
Right. Yeah. Like it's all those little things, but the point of it is juxtaposition comedy. So most of the time when people write comedies, what they'll do is they'll take this serious person and introduce them into a really like messed up comedic world, like a really just zany world, right? And so you're you're living vicariously through that person. So you take a lot of movies like that where there's one serious guy and he gets put through hell because everybody else is crazy or zany or funny. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to reverse that and do like a drama with like all this serious like plot lines, politics, civil war, you know, and all this stuff, just like Game of Thrones. But then insert Magog. So it's like opposite. It's opposite than normal comedies, and I'm hoping it really works out. You know.
Oh, it will. I mean,
I'm also hoping to win the lottery so I can build a castle.
Well, you will win the lottery.
Here's to hoping.
Here's to hoping. Yeah. But But it's awesome to come up with these ideas and create these, and then see them, actually come to life, and then people like them. That's just it's the beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm really having a good time, and I'm really happy that my fans backed me on this because
Absolutely.
I was about to have to just go out and get a job. So
yeah, fuck that shit.
Right?
Yeah, the fans came in at the 11th hour with a bit of a fucking Hail Mary there, and good on them for doing that, because I actually watched that all go down on Twitter, and you probably weren't having the best day, and you went up, you tweeted something out, and all of a sudden the fans went, yeah, no, we can't have that. Fucking can't have him going back to full-time work. Bullshit. And they poured in and got you over the line. So, well fucking played, fans. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. And now I've started a new live stream on my live stream channel, Magog of Morscar live streams. That it's basically a live stream called Building Morscar. And it's basically just going to be that show. We're not going to talk about anything else but this project. It's an update project. Stream. So every time something new happens, every time I get new props in, every time I get new ideas, every time, like as we're building the studio, the village and everything, I'm going to be posting videos, doing live streams. I'm going to buy a 360 camera, plop it right down in the center of that village so people can look around and see the whole village and everything,
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea, actually.
That's going to be like Building Morscar is going to be like the behind the scenes of everything. I'm going with clear transparency here because people have now given me money.
Yeah.
I don't want them to think I'm just running off and buying a new car or something like that.
Which he is, but
No, just a few hookers, but that was only.
Oh, you got to buy hookers.
Mm-hmm.
That,
dude, I did this.
You got a gold iPhone 10, a solid gold one's beautiful.
Right?
Solid
but I mean,
pearl.
I look around on YouTube and see how some bigger channels are struggling, some smaller channels can't get noticed, and I really want to help the community out too. So I'm trying to get as many people involved, do as many interview shows, have other people on my show, start having people out to be like cameos in the sitcom, so that people are like, oh, that motherfucker's funny. Who is that? And there you'll be your name in the credits, or guest starring right at the beginning, guest starring Pimpmunk, guest starring Poisoning Well, and that would be just, that's what I want to do. I want to build a community around this sitcom, and I want to be able to prove to people you don't need Netflix and Hollywood to back you. You can do this on your own.
You can. It takes effort and work, and
Sure,
people,
yeah.
and people like, get a real job. Motherfucker, this is a job. Once you're dedicated to it, it's a job.
Right? Yeah.
You work your ass off doing this shit.
Oh, I'm very passionate about this project. I've always wanted to work in the film industry.
Yeah.
It's been a dream of mine since I was pretty much a kid, and I tried independent films when I was like 19 and it didn't work out. So it feels great to be back to that, and I want to go all the way, man. I want to throw parties. I want to have people out to be background actors and side characters and cameos from other YouTubers, and because I'm really sick and tired of YouTube's bullshit where they're just flagging and demonetizing and doing this and doing that. And it's like, you know what? Fuck you. Let's all get together and have some fun. Let's play fucking medieval times. Okay, come on out.
Yeah, that's what it takes, though. That's definitely what it takes. Everybody to rally behind each other, and I'm seeing that a lot lately too. So I'm very proud of the community who's trying to come together, and because you have to. There's nothing else we can do but come together.
Yeah, I already got side characters right here today, man. We got a goofy monk and a fucking axe throwing sniper.
Yes,
I got to figure out something to do with the Aussie.
He can wash your balls, which he's already doing. So
I think I'm just gonna get. I think because it'd probably get really expensive for an Australian to fly all the way to Arkansas. So what I'll probably do is just get Red to voice a skeleton bat. Just be like the opposite of Poe, where it's like Poe will be like, "How you doing over there, bat?" And then the bat will be like, "You all right, mate?"
Bob's your uncle.
Really awkward bat like Steve Irwin. Oh shit!
Oh, no. Did you just?
I want to do a Steve Irwin parody now, where like there's a sleeping dragon and there's a guy like, okay, what you gotta do You sneak up right behind the dragon, right? And you gotta grab him around the neck.
You can recreate
Just start throwing stingrays at Rufus, mate. You'll be right.
Yeah. You can recreate the old thing. You remember when he got in all that controversy? We had his kid. He was holding his little girl and feeding the damn crocodile. You could feed the dragon with a baby in your arms.
And because it's medieval, even though we break the fourth wall, we still have to make it look medieval. So when I do the axe thrower sniper's sniper scope mounted to an axe, the scope has got to be made out of wood.
There you go. Well, that's awesome. And if you have any rape and pillaging scenes, I want to be a part of that.
Right? It's I want to be the rape and pillage. Right? I want to do a scene with Pimpmunk where he comes across a horny dragon and it doesn't have any horns. It's called that for another reason.
Yes. What are you doing, Mr. Dragon?
And I want creature effects too. I got some wonderful fans who have said that they would come down to Arkansas for months just to do my makeup effects on actors. So we can do orcs, we can do elves, we can do goblins, we can do trolls. I'm really excited for that. It's bigger than I thought it would initially be, because now I've got people that aren't just donating money, they're donating their time and energy. Like, they want to be a part of this. And that's just really humbling,
that's what no woman's ever told me, that it's bigger than I thought it was going to
be. Well, you know what? You're young yet. You might find a blind one eventually.
Just thinking about what you said about me doing a voicing, and here's an idea. What magic shops have enchanted items in them? What if people that can't physically get there, but you do want them on the show, they're an enchanted magical item in the shop and they can voice it for that episode? You can just pick anything to be like a random dish, whatever, silly things, cheesy things, or really cool things, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That'd probably work really well.
I've kind of imagined Magog's Magical Emporium being like a really dark, fucked up Pee-wee's Funhouse.
Because Pee-wee's Funhouse was pretty fucking dark anyway.
Yeah, it is on its undertones.
Yeah,
but
creepy shit.
I'm talking about your face crypt keeper shit, where it's like Magog's got Magog's fucking couch talks, but it's got sharp teeth. And it's like a black guy, and he's like, "Come over here, I want to eat your ass."
Yeah.
Enchanted bookshelf that's, I don't know, got a posh British accent that thinks it's fucking smarter than everyone else on it. Right. Just a million cool things you could come up with.
Yeah, it's like all the animated furniture in fucking Beauty and the Beast, except that they're all like rapists and murderers. That Magog's trapped.
You could also do Mr. Magog's Neighborhood.
Yeah. Won't you be my neighbor? I'd love that idea where Magog comes down the stairs and he's like putting on his robe and he's slipping into some like dragon slippers.
Yeah,
and he's sitting there and he's doing a song that's the opposite of "Won't You Be My Neighbor." He's like, "Won't you be my complete stranger? Leave me alone. Leave me alone."
Parody of Sesame Street's intro would probably work well in the village as well, just like basically doing a parody of Sesame Street. Dun, dun, dun. Everyone's like happy, but you just work it so everything's dark and gloomy, and if you look at Magog the wrong way, he just turns you into a pile of fucking ash because Magog's having a shit day. That's just his average day walking to work. It's like, fucking, you looking at me, zap, dead fucking pile of ash.
I'll give you guys a little insight because I'm writing it right now, and I've never written anything like this, but I'm doing my best. I want the very first episode of the sitcom, once the village is built, the actors are hired, costumes are done, people are ready to go. The very first episode is going to open with like a Disney song where all the townspeople just break out into song. Just like a Disney movie,
Yeah.
And it's like, you remember Beauty and the Beast when Belle's walking through the town and everybody's all go, "There she goes, isn't she weird?" And I want to do that, and then in like mid song they're building up to the crescendo, and all of a sudden Magog steps out in the street and goes, "Shut the fuck up!"
Yeah.
It's 6 in the fucking morning. God isn't up this early. What are you people, insane?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fucking great. That is awesome. Oh, somebody said the word of the letter of the day is F. Now go fuck yourself. Yeah.
You know, I want to do wonderful shit. You know, like I want to do all
Absolutely.
this stuff. You know.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like-
So
These are great ideas.
Yeah, I want to do like a magic like mirror scene with Beardy when he first comes to the Magic Emporium and he's looking at all the magical artifacts and then he gets to a mirror and he's looking at himself in the mirror and he's like, "Is this a magic mirror, Magog?" And Magog goes, "Yeah. Watch this. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the queerest of them all?" And then nothing happens and he goes, "Ha, look, see? Hey."
yeah.
You know, it's just little jokes like that, but then I also want like an overarching storyline. I want there to be a main bad guy that wants revenge on Magog. I want there to be, you know,
Yeah.
trouble in the kingdom, civil war, politics, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like I said, yeah, the ideas, man, are endless. And you can just keep on going. And one day you never know, you may be 85 years old.
I'm not going to tell you any details, but I really am looking forward to writing the rape tree episode.
Oh, that's great. I love trees. Rape.
I kind of want to make fun of Evil Dead. It was a huge inspiration to me. And of course, there's tree rape in that movie. So I'm going to pay homage to Evil Dead with some tree rape.
That's great.
My friend Raisin will enjoy that.
Let's just say the person who gets violated by this tree is no longer a vegan afterwards.
There you
And
go.
probably get some unique sponsorship from that show off Bayer / Monsanto and their Roundup weed killer.
Right? It's like you have to go out and kill the cursed raping tree for us, and we'll pay you 1,000 gold. And Magog, you can weave a powerful magics to destroy it. You have to do something. And then he just goes out there and goes, squirt, squirt, squirt. It's dead now. It's dead. Did you cast an evil spell? No, I used poison, you dumbasses.
Then hold up a can.
Roundup from Bayer, it's the shit.
Like, sponsor my show. Give me money.
Speaking of sponsors, hello, Coke. No,
Just shameless shilling, you know. It's like,
hell yeah.
but it's all supposed to be a parody. I want Magog and Beardbarian to run into somebody who looks an awful lot like Link from the Zelda games, but he is an incredibly gay elf. And you know, I want to do shit like that. I want to make fun of this stuff that I have cherished since I was a child. You know, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Willow, Crawl,
Yeah.
Zelda. You know, the old RPG Dungeons and Dragons games, you know, on fucking Windows 95 and MS-DOS and shit. You know, I've got so much pop culture references in my head, I could probably do fucking 5 years of a sitcom with the jokes I have lined up.
There you go.
And with other people coming in with cool ideas, like just off the top of my head, I'm thinking it's a magical realm. You could parody just about anything. Like you could pull in and parody, say, Knight Rider, just Magog casts a spell and all of a sudden Kitten fucking appears and you go, oh, what the fuck is this thing? It's like this fucking car that talks and shit. I don't know. You could just, the ideas are limitless. It's just because you've got magic involved. It's like you can do just about fucking anything and it's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. Like Magog and Beardy could be in like a haunted castle and they've been tasked to get rid of the ghosts and they're inside and the door won't open. They're like, and then Magog's like, okay, ghost, open the fucking door. And he goes, I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Who the fuck is Dave? I'm not Dave. You know, like, you do all kinds of stuff, you know, get Ghastly to pop up, you know, fucking.
You can cross all of the, you can just do so many cross references with pop culture and like seriously, you could do a whole fucking episode just mocking the whole shilling of shit. Like you could just every 5 seconds hold up a new product and go something in the shop and make up a silly company name for. Look, that's the brilliant thing about that. And putting it in a shop, you're right. That's going to be fucking epic.
Yeah, you guys will like this too. The tavern in the town is called the Ugly Mug.
There you go. I do like the name. I love it.
Actually, I saw someone in chat mention this earlier. I forget who it was, but they said you should call your brand of meat or beer My Grog, like Magog's My Grog. I don't know.
Yeah, Magog.
Yeah, Magog. Yeah, and it's spelled MAH and then grog. out. So someone in chat did say that. I did not come up with that. I forget who it was. So please speak up.
Still their fucking idea. It's okay.
No, can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
I feel really fucking bad because it's funny.
But I'm really looking forward to it, and that's also why I'm currently looking at now that I've got some money coming in. It's not just going to be the 12.5 acres of land anymore. I'm thinking I need to buy about 100 acres.
There you go.
So I can build like ancient ruins and stuff to like film different things on, you know. So it's going to expand over time. That's not going to happen anytime soon. But I'm just kind of looking right now. But I want this to build up, and if I get the watchers, I get the viewers, I get the people, given on Patreon, so they can get all the behind the scenes and stuff like that. Then I'm going to expand out, and every season of the show will just get better and better and better. You know, the small Nightshade village will turn into a town. I'll have new shooting locations. Yeah. You know, might even get to a point to where we can actually go to other places in the country and shoot. So we can do some stuff where like Magog and Beardy are up in the fucking cold mountains and it's snowing, and and Beardy's all like, "I love this, reminds me of home," and Magog's like, "My dick's falling off."
Yeah. Go to Hawaii, man. Magog, Hawaii.
Right. But there's so many regions. I've already designed the world map. I did tweet that out if you guys ever saw that. And so there's other kingdoms to go to. You know, there's other characters to write. Like if you watch side quests, the Nameless Thief, played by Weebo Jones, is from the Brine. And that's a region of the world I created that is huge. It's basically owned by the Merchant Kings, and it's right alongside the ocean, and it's basically just cities, merchant cities, trade cities. So there's pirates and thieves there and stuff. There's different cultures. You know, Akakesh is filled with, kind of more of the like desert African kind of culture, It's really interesting.
When's the Magog 6 tape going to be released though?
I don't think that's going to have to be like bonus features for people who give me like $1,000 a month or something. I don't know.
Okay, well I'll drop 1,000 just for that.
The map of your realm is something that, mate, I'd be interested in buying as a poster for merch, because I love that sort of thing. I've got game posters all over my wall, like the Skyrim fucking map and all of that sort of shit. So I don't know if you ever think about doing that. I'd definitely buy a fucking poster of the realm of Morscar and all of the kingdoms.
But the way you said it, Red, it just sounded perverted. A map of your realm.
Oh, come on.
That's always
That's your problem. I need to immerse you into the world of gaming.
Now you just want to get in his realm. I know what you're talking about.
Come on, allegedly. Up the butt boop.
We're gonna make it gay.
But that's coming. Just to let you know, like I wanted to. I think I want to add a few more details before I put it on merch.
Yeah,
but it's going to be there because I do need to do some new merch and give people some opportunity to really delve in. Another thing I'm going to be working on in the future once the studio is built, because a lot of this stuff can't be done until the studio is built. I need more space to work. Yeah, so I'm going to be probably doing these lore videos for patrons and general audience, so they can learn more about the world and the history and everything. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
And I want to do it real nice, get different voice actors and get some real nice like animated art to play during the videos and stuff.
Your hardcore fans are just going to dive in deep to that shit and become so well versed in it that you'll be able to have complete conversations about Morscar, and anyone that doesn't watch all of it and dive, they're just going to think you're speaking in a fucking alien language.
Right? Yeah, I can't wait until we're hanging out at Nightshade Village with my fans, and they're all sitting around a bonfire, and they're like, "Can you believe the 1,000-year reign of the elves?" That was some fun shit.
All talking lore the whole night. No one's talking about anything to do with planet Earth. It's all in lore, in Morscar, the whole evening. Everyone just dives in and does it. And that'd be a lot of fucking fun. It's like just to blow off some steam and have a night like that would be fucking outstanding fun. So,
you guys want to play a fun little game? Since this is a special show and you guys are, interviewing me about this stuff, I'm going to pull up the list of gods And I want to know.
Sweet.
I want to know what you guys would pick for your god if you know, because in the realm that I created, there are multiple gods, but much like Skyrim and a couple other RPGs and stuff, most people worship a single god over all the others. Because it best represents them. It's kind of like with the saints and Catholic. The Catholics, generally they worship Jesus and Mary and all that stuff, but they also have their patron saint, right? So here's the list of gods. I wonder where you guys fall. So go ahead and pick your god. So we'll start with the first one. Eidos is the king of the gods. He's the god of light, fire, and honor. Una is the queen of the gods, his wife. She's the goddess of the moon, harvest, and life. Orthos is the god of winter and war. He's the god of giants. Mordecai is the god of magic and knowledge. He's the god of mages. Charis is the god of judgment and death. He's the god of priests. Aestus is the god of wealth, reputation, and adventure. God of travelers. Adia is the goddess of rebellion, love, and sex. She's the goddess of prostitutes. Phaena is the goddess of animals, nature, and song. She's the goddess worshipped by the elves. Hathos is the god of mischief, subterfuge, and misdirection. God of thieves. Eros is the god of invention, crafting, and skill. God of craftsmen. Aella is the goddess of beauty, chastity, marriage, and faith. She's the goddess of virgins. And Drossa is the god of debauchery, wind and seas, and luck. God of sailors and merchants. And finally, the last god, Vithica, goddess of shadow, seduction, and contradiction. She's the goddess of vampires.
Well, mine would be Aestus.
God of wealth, reputation, and adventure. Good pick.
I'll go with Orthos.
Orthos, the god of winter and war. He is the god that Beardy worships because the Volgothan are the descendants of giants.
Well, I'm going to continue as my role of ball washer and say I'm going to worship Lord Magog. Worship him or fucking die.
Oh, wasn't that fun?
No, that's fucking cool. And I would go with the god of thieves, actually.
I froze up. Okay, now I'm back.
Oh, so I'd go with the god of thieves. That would be my pick.
Yeah. Oh, Drossa, nice. Yes, very nice. Yeah. God of thieves.
Mischief.
Oh no, Drossa is the god of merchants. The god of thieves, you said? The god of thieves is Hathos. Yes.
Is there a god of couch potato? Because that's where I would.
The god of doing very little physical activity would be a second pick for me.
Somebody out there has got to worship Simon, the god of hairdos. I love that joke. Eddie is.
I did like the prostitute god too. The prostitute goddess is pretty cool.
See, I thought that's the one he's going to choose.
Yeah, he's another god. Glamos, the god of looking fabulous.
Glamos. I like that. Glamos. That's funny.
Any lazy god or god who likes to make pizza, I'm down with.
Those are basically the hierarchy of the top gods, and then there's a shit ton of lesser gods. So
the welfare gods. Food stamp. Gods on food stamps. It's bad.
You could have fucking Trumpicus, the god of anti-health care. Of non-health care. And
isn't that be Chitoius?
And hold on, and he also retracts statements. That's nice.
I didn't say that.
He backpedals like a boss, apparently.
I love in the chat somebody's like, "Wait, who was the goddess of hoes?"
Her name is Beyonce.
Look at iPod pieces. That's funny.
iPod is
that would be Adia, my friend, and Adia is the goddess of whores, prostitutes, lovers. She's the lover god.
I thought Medea was a big, tall, black guy who old woman suit.
Medea, the god of all black people. What if I don't like it? Too bad.
Shut up. Anyway, Orthos bow down and worship, says the Geek Room.
got a fellow Volgothan in the chat. See, that's Beardy's really rolled into absorbing my lore for his character. So Beardbarian is actually from Volgoth, which is the northernmost kingdom of Voth. And it's really fun to do this kind of stuff. Build worlds, make gods, you know, fucking build characters and kingdoms and stuff like that. I swear to God, man, nobody better ever give me like $300 million. Like, you guys would see some shit. You guys would see some serious shit. Medieval times, the restaurant would go out of business.
There you go.
I would put their fucking asses in the ground.
I created a world called Bathrumus. And
It's always sticky.
Bathrumus, yeah.
Bathrumus, yeah.
And you sit upon the throne.
The throne.
The great king of Bathrumus.
The great porcelain god. But yeah.
I like how the chat's coming up with different god names like Cannabis, the god of herbs and snacks.
Yeah. The god worshipped most by Doritos.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd love to get like corporate sponsorships like that, like buy Doritos, and then on the cover of it has Magog like thumbs up, and it's like the official snack for cannabis.
Put you on a box of Wheaties.
No, I'm like really into like merchandise too, because I have all these clever ideas. Like I want to do an energy drink that's like in potion bottles.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be
That's
like,
fun,
you know, like that would be cool, right? Or like get some mead, like sell some Magog mead. You know they have these this wine, this red wine. I saw it at the liquor store, and it's called I think it's called 9 Crimes wine or 9 Criminals, something like that. And basically on the label, it's these wanted posters with these criminals. If you download their app and hold the phone up, the fucking picture comes to life and tells the story of that criminal.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I thought that was pretty
Right?
cool.
And I know that's just kind of a gimmick, but I would love to do that with Magog and like Poe. And you just download the app and you hold the phone up and Magog goes, "Drink me and get shit-faced. You fucking asshole."
Well, look, if Dan Aykroyd can take ordinary vodka, put it into a fucking epic-looking bottle and charge like fucking nearly half as much again as the rest of the vodka sitting on the shelf in my local bottle shop, I think it might be a good idea to look into getting a really cool-looking potion bottle and just getting some decent booze put in it, because people are quite happy to pay a premium for a cool-looking bottle.
Yeah.
I would.
I want to bring back potion bottles. You can't find them anywhere anymore.
Hey,
You
if
know?
you need help with mead, I can make mead. I know how to do it. I used to do it a lot.
I don't want
You
to.
can
I don't want to poison my fans. Okay.
You could probably find a microbrewery somewhere to do you up a couple of different microbrews of just like limited edition stuff. And the cool thing would be to get the different colored glasses in the potion bottles for the different flavors. And like, because people collect that sort of shit. I know I'd probably go fucking ape shit and buy a set to sit them up there after I've drank them and got shit faced. That'd be cool to look at.
Well, what's really cool about like this idea is like the merchandising and stuff can tie into the Nightshade Village. If I can build up to where I make enough money to buy that like 100 acres, I'd move the village to that to film on. But when I'm not filming on, I'd host Ren fairs, LARP events, and I'd sell my merchandise to the people who love it. That shit's not going anywhere, man. Renaissance fairs and shit, people love that shit, man. That ain't going anywhere.
They're growing.
Yeah.
Here's a cool idea. Imagine, like, I'd love to buy this. Imagine having a Magog branded potion bottle, but instead of having a liquid in it, you load it up with little LED array so it flashes through the different colors. So it looks like you got this potion that's changing fucking colors and shit on your desk there at night. That'd look fucking pretty epic. It's like, I don't know.
No,
because your mushroom thing, that's right. Because I love that fucking little array of toadstools or mushrooms that are on your desk that light up. That looks so fucking cool.
I built that.
Did you? That's fucking epic.
Yeah.
I love that thing. I just go, I want that for my desk. Damn it. How do I get it?
I got on the Wish app or something, and I saw these little night lights that you plug into the wall, and they have mushrooms coming out of them. And what happens is when the sensor senses that there's no light in the room, meaning it got dark, it comes on automatically. So I took the fucking things apart and I filled this skull up with dirt, like real dirt. And I buried them fucking things in it so the sensor's always in the dark. And then I have a plug going to it. And so when I plug it in, it always just comes on, you know? It's pretty low budget, but it worked and it looks cool, you know?
Yeah, it looks cool as hell on the videos. When I saw it first, I just went, "That is, I must have one. I want one."
I need to get somebody who knows how to build them properly so we can sell them. I think people would love a Magog skull mushroom lamp.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, fucking awesome stuff. You know.
look, it's
In
come
the
to the
lamp,
day.
if you break it, there's actual mushrooms in it. You can take them and get fucked up.
Yes.
It's all about using imagination. Like I was at the Dollar General the other day picking up some necessities, you know, toilet paper and shit like that.
Redneck Walmart.
Yep. And I literally like walked down the toy aisle out of curiosity. And there was these dollar things
yes
where it's this fucking platform and rocks. And then you cover the rocks in the goo that's in the package and it grows crystals over time. And I'm like, oh, I can use those for Magog.
Hell yeah, dude. You go to the fucking Dollar Tree. There's all kinds of little shits you can buy and put together something, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, like everything on my set is either built by me or bought at like flea markets and shit. Like you don't have to have the expertise. It's about putting the scene together. It's not necessarily about what you're using. Like if somebody wanted to build a background, I always recommended taking like a still life class or learning how to build still lifes properly, you know, for painting or photography.
Yeah.
Because that is essentially the basic building blocks of set design. What looks good at what angles. Like I have all the scrolls that I made that I covered in coffee and baked in the oven to age them. They're all strategically placed so they look good for the camera.
Yeah,
nothing on the set is accidental. Nothing.
Like I've got this old dictionary from 1929. My mate gave it to me because unfortunately the cockroaches got to it and chewed out a bit of the top corner. But this book has got to be fucking 7 or 8 inches thick. It's one of the old school dictionaries from 1929. And if it was sat the right way on set, so you couldn't see, or if you put just a false cover on it, this thing would look like the maddest spell book from fucking Morse code you've ever seen, because it's just such a huge book. And they're on eBay. You can like pick them up for fucking between $10 and $50. Oh, yeah. And you obviously you'd buy a $5 or $10 version and not give a shit what condition is inside it. You just want it to a whole bunch of them sitting on a shelf. It'd look fucking crazy because these books are like old school. They just don't look like the books of today, the little paperbacks. These things are fucking huge.
One of Magog's spell books is a complete works of William Shakespeare printed in 1888. I picked up in England.
Oh, that's
nice.
But it's leather bound and it looks nice, you know. So
I got a message for you. I'll read it because it's a good message for you. And plus, I got a $4.20 tip. If Magog wants help designing flags for his universe, I'd be happy to offer my help. That was from Oculus.
Awesome. Yeah. My Twitter DMs are unlocked. Or if you're a patron, you can contact me directly there. Or I also have an email called dearmagog@protonmail.com. You guys can get a hold of me if you guys want to offer anything. You know, I do have to design all the kingdom flags. Definitely Morscar, because I think people would love to buy the Morscar flag.
And send him dick pics, basically.
You know, like I'm really excited for the project, though. And I'm really excited to start branching off into also creating original creatures and stuff for the world so that I'm not just ripping off Tolkien with just, you know, of course, because it's fantasy. There's going to be orcs and there's going to be goblins and things like that. But I can't wait to start playing around with some original ideas, you know.
Create your own creatures. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun. I want to do as many practical effects too, so that I was really inspired growing up by like Jim Henson. Like, if you ever seen The Dark Crystal, like that, everything in that fucking movie moves. Everything. All the little details. Everything down to every little fucking detail. And I was always inspired by things like that. You know, movies like Legend, Labyrinth, Willow, you know. And and those movies, they fucking all like, you got to use digital graphics for like spell casting and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think people still really love practical effects. I think that's also why Star Wars went back to actually building the Millennium Falcon and shit, you know, like, you know, you can't beat practical effects. You really can't. So I want to, it doesn't matter, man. I'm going to be collecting junk essentially and just trying to turn it into all kinds of stuff, you know?
That's awesome. I love that idea, actually. That's why I was, mentioning going to the Dollar Tree, like going to their crafts department. I mean, you can buy shit for $1 and you put something together.
Yep.
Shit like this. Now I'm not a very crafty person, but for people that are,
Yeah, I want to use like real effects when I can. That's why I'm looking at a cinematic camera to capture firelight properly, because I use real candles because they're $1 a piece.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, why sit there and be like, all these people like in Hollywood, they're like, we spent $10,000 on these remote control candles to put in this movie that look real. I could just put a real candle in the movie, right?
Exactly.
Hollywood overspends on shit. I swear to God they do.
Oh, yes.
They make a movie for $300 million. It costs them $300 million to make a fucking movie. And it's like, how I bet you they could have saved $100 million by just buying some shit at a thrift store.
Yeah.
Remember the old school movies that used to make like Clash of the Titans, and it was just stop animation, like they'd use capture it. Fuck, I love that old shit. I don't know. Love to see a Magog episode on, and even if it has a battle, a magic battle or something, and you use that sort of effect just for something different, because you don't see that done very often anymore. And I think with today's camera technology, you could probably mix in some digital stuff over the top of it to get some really cool, like a effect that no one else has done before. I don't know why I'm thinking of shit like this, but I don't know. It's just the idea of more scar, and there's no limits on what you can fucking do. It's
we could even turn it into a joke. Get like build a claymation dragon, and then like stop motion it, and then superimpose it into the footage, and have Magog go, "Oh no, run! It's low budget effects. Run, run!"
Exactly.
That's a great idea, though. That's a great idea.
That's perfect.
My ass hurts.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just the thing I was sitting on, because I don't have a good chair right now, broke, so I'm having to sit on a fucking kitchen chair, and it's killing my ass.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
I had to bitch for a moment.
I'd like to take this opportunity to remind the fans out there that Pimp's got this lovely thing on Amazon. It's a wish list, and there happens to be this very gorgeous, lush chair that his booty would like to meet as soon as possible. Thank you.
Yeah, buy that fucking chair for my fat ass.
Do it. Do it.
Do it now. Do it now.
Captain Kirsch is in the chat. What's up, Captain?
Yeah, she's gonna be on the show tomorrow, by the way, people. So she's a very, very attractive young lady who's stupid. No, she's
I'm this close to convincing, because I met her at VidCon, obviously, and we had some beers, and I was telling her about my project. I'm this close to convincing her to come out and play like a female pirate captain on the show.
I wish you should do that.
I wish she'd come out and have a sex tape with me, but other than that, nah, she's very cool. She's awesome, dude. She's one of the people that I met at VidCon and actually just clicked with automatically, and just a homegirl.
We had a very interesting discussion about chocolates too, which was enlightening to say the least.
Yeah, the butt chocolate.
There goes back to the butt stuff.
I just wanted to, give a shout out to some of the fans I recognize. Brockus is in the chat. Raising Girls in the chat. Sinister
Raising
Oculus
Girls,
is in the chat. Sinistrous Oculus is in the chat.
Yeah.
Good peoples. Good peoples.
Yeah,
Good
that's
peoples.
my Raising Girls, my tree girl.
And it's funny how I developed this character to kind of be like an egotistical motherfucker who wants to like conquer the realm and have everybody worship him, because like it totally fits when like people are now coming out on Twitter and stuff like that going, "Oh my God, Magog's fucking future project, building the village. I can't wait for this." And I can literally answer with, "Yes, worship me." And it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yep. And Brooke's in the chat. She's one of my makeup lady friends who wants to do makeup effects for me.
I wouldn't have guessed that by her name, Makeup by Brooke.
Yeah.
What gave it away?
I want to give Hoburger too a shout out, because apparently Hoburger's main account is still blocked in this chat for some fucking reason. And we'll look into that in the next 6 months, and we'll get back to you.
Dude, our main account we couldn't do it either for like 5 months. So you got about 5 months to be able to do that. It's fucked up.
Just for some reason, he reckons his main account he can't type in the chat. And as far as I know, none of the admins or mods have blocked you. But like I said, give us another 6 months or so. We've got a bit of a backlog of things that we don't want to give a shit about, and we'll get onto that. No, I'm kidding, Burger. We'll look into that, mate.
I won't be looking into it.
You know what's really fun if you guys ever wanted to get into bigger, like actual film projects? I don't know how interested you are in this, but this is a good segue into something. I've been doing a lot of research on what I like to call and what many in the industry like to call guerrilla filmmaking. It's basically like filmmaking on the cheap, budget filmmaking. And the things that, like I said earlier, like the things Hollywood spends fortunes on are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I found a little video on YouTube of a guy who basically made a rain machine out of PVC pipe and a fucking garden hose. It was like $38 worth of equipment, and you can have rain in your movie. You know, stuff like that is really going to save on the budget of my project. And you guys got to start like looking into that kind of stuff. It's really cool the things people come up with. You know, there's like dolly systems for cameras that are made with PVC pipe tracks and stuff to keep it cheap. It's really cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
And technology's grown, you know. I'm going to probably get a drone so I can do these up high sky looking down shots, you know, these bird's eye shots over the village and stuff, man. You used to have to rent a helicopter to do that shit.
Yeah, now you just
buy a little drone that shoots 4K fucking video.
Yeah, man. And some of them are fairly priced too, so.
Yeah, you can get a good drone with a fucking really decent camera for under $1,000, like, and shoot some pretty cool shit. And if you want to spend decent money, you're gonna get some like movie quality shit, basically.
Yeah, but that budget filmmaking stuff, man, it's cool shit, you know. And that's kind of where I'm going with this, and I can increase the budget. Now, don't get me wrong, I realize that a lot of people don't have the kind of money to spend on even just the basics. I mean, even with technology the way it is and how cheaper cameras are, yeah, I'm still looking at probably about $7,500 for the camera I want. You know, that isn't bad considering like the next one up from that is like 40 grand. You know,
what are those Red One cameras or whatever?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those son of a bitches are expensive, boy.
Yeah, I'm Reds are fucking expensive because they're like true 4K. You know, like you can go all the way up to like 120 frames per second and shit. It's crazy. But for me, I'm kind of stuck between the Canon C200 Mark II and the Blackmagic Studios Ursa Mini. So I'm kind of stuck between those two.
You know what you have to do? You have to invite Thunderfoot onto your show once, right? Right apart, but don't actually put him in for the end episode, but get him to bring that really fucking expensive slow-mo camera and get a cool shot of you and Beardy and the other crew from SideQuest walking down the main street of Nightshade Village, just like in the slow-mo for 30 seconds, and then just say, thanks, Thunderfoot, just give us the clips. All right, piss off back to England and complain about Brexit. Get out.
Right.
Just use him for that camera. Have you seen some of the footage he gets with that thing? That thing cost him. He bought it used for like, I forget what he paid. It was tens of thousands of fucking dollars, but it shoots a retarded amount of frames per second. I forget. It's one of the real high quality slow-mo things. So you can get that full fucking really cool slow-mo walk down the main street of fucking Nightshade Village with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're going to do all kinds of cool stuff, you know. And, you know, I'm really excited for, like, the fans to come out and stuff like that, too. But everybody's going to have to sign some liability for them, though. I can't be afforded. Yeah. I can't be affording somebody breaks their fucking leg on my property and sues me. Fuck that. No.
Yeah, say if they're walking down the main street of the village and then one of Frank's axes comes flying out of the forest. Sorry, missed shot. I pulled the trigger accidentally and sniped him from 500 yards out. My bad.
And Magog says, you can't sue, get out. Medic.
I'm having a bit of technical difficulties. For some reason, I keep freezing up. So what I'm going to do is we're going to end this 30 minutes early. But for the next 10 minutes, we're going to take questions and answers. You don't give us the answers. You give us the questions. We give you the answers.
And tip the pimp.
And tips, yes. Tips would be very nice.
Thing. Let's do a Jeopardy thing and just flip the shit. And they can give us the answers and we'll try and guess the questions.
No, we're not going to do that.
Shut up, Red Eye.
Shut the fuck up, Red Eye. If I come to play, can I touch the black magic? Says Captain Kirsch.
That sounds sexual.
Mm.
No, but you might get a bit of mahogany. Boom, boom.
Yeah. Darling, you come down to be in my show. You can touch whatever the fuck you want.
There you go. White magic, black magic, just touch it.
Yeah. It doesn't
But
fucking
Magog
matter.
insists you bring the butt chocolates.
Yeah, butt chocolates are necessary.
I need a female fucking pirate captain on my show. That's what I need.
You do need
Like, she's a terrible person and we should destroy her, but god damn that ass.
Yes,
Like,
that must
Magog
now
just-
happen.
Magog just keeps letting her get away with shit. Like, I don't have the heart to kill her. And Beardy goes, you don't have a heart? Well, yeah, that's true, but
I still remember the woodshed scene where Beardy's fucking outside and Magog's voice fucking sort of, you hear it from inside, and it's like the young lady that's accompanying Magog goes, "Ooh,"
yeah.
It's like, yes, that's mahogany. It's like,
yeah.
right.
Day is dead. It was funny because we had to do those lines on audio, but we didn't hear each other's lines. We weren't recording together. So I had to sit here in my apartment going, "Oh yes, you like that, do you?" Yeah. Like it was and then she did her lines the same way, and then we sent the files to Beardy and he spliced them together really well.
Yeah, he did good.
You shut up, Renato. So let me see. Any question? Question: if Magog had a rival, would it be like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast?
No, I think it would be more like the social justice warlock.
There you go. I like that one.
No, it'll be like an evil witch queen, and she has hoop earrings. She wears flannel shirts and has hoop earrings.
I wonder who that could be based off of.
Gee, I wonder.
All right. A cross between.
If I did an Anita Sarkeesian gag in my show, she'd be a goblin.
Oh,
Little troll.
Wait a minute. So you're not stretching the truth much then? Okay.
do a mix of a character that's part Francesca from MTV, part Steve Shives, and part Anita. Ooh, that'd be just the most evil fucking nemesis I've ever fucking come across.
I think it wouldn't even be a realistic character. The character wouldn't even exist. It would collapse under the weight of it. like a collapsing star into a black hole. It would just crush itself. Hypothesis says, question, could you read my last comment, which has an idea for an episode segment? Let me scroll up. Hey, Magog, let me know if you like this idea for a character. The first ever steampunk FF7-esque character who still hasn't become that trendsetter just yet. I have no idea what FF7-esque is.
Final Fantasy
Final
7.
Fantasy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I didn't really play those games. That steampunk doesn't really belong in a medieval universe. There are certain rules I'm not willing to break even for a joke, but you have a good idea there. Maybe you should do it on your channel or something, man.
Magog was in the army. He was tasked to make magic potions.
I'll do like a Magog in the army now episode.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a gag where, like, I asked my fans if anybody out there knew how to build a proper medieval style catapult, so that I could do one gag where, like, we're sieging a castle and there's a huge army. We'll do it all in, CGI and stuff. But we'll sit there, Magog's on the battlefield with Beardy, and it's like, if only we could get over the wall, we would have this castle razed in a moment's notice. And then we look at the catapult, and Beardy's on the catapult like, I don't like this idea, Magog. Shut up, pussy. And he pulls the lever, and Beardy goes flying off over the trees. And then the soldier comes up and he goes, the catapult was facing the wrong way. I know.
Yes. I'd go with a trebuchet myself, but that's just me.
Trebuchets can't move around. I can't be building a permanent trebuchet. The difference between a trebuchet and a catapult, besides the distance, is that catapults actually have wheels. so they can
Yeah, I
move.
know. It's just,
Like I can't build a trebuchet on my land.
have you seen the really big one? There's this guy in England. He's built this fucking huge one, and they actually get on it. And there's a walking wheel where they walk on this thing to get it to spin up and load. And this thing launches fucking stuff an incredible distance. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's for. I just imagine doing a CGI, just picturing Beardy sailing through the air for hundreds of feet, screaming. And it gets launched from the trebuchet over the castle wall.
I know they did that joke in Prince of Thieves. You know, Robin Hood with Kevin Costner. You know, but that's why I would have to change the joke. I wouldn't want to rip that off. So
Yeah, good
Beardy
point,
is
good
nowhere even near the castle. I'd love the idea of like Magog pulling the lever and Beardy just hits the side of the defensive tower and just like falls to the ground. Are you all right? Every bone in my body is broken.
Walk it off.
What do you expect? I missed. I'm blind.
It's definitely a good mix of characters. There's what was the other one that you did? And Beardy's asked for help cleaning up a murder scene, and he's ended up like posting all the pics on Twitter. He's going delete. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like this new character I'm developing for his own channel, and he's called, Best Night Ever. Night is spelled K-N-I-G-H-T, and he has like a helmet on so you can never see his face, but he's got like a rainbow plume on his helmet, and he's actually a really good knight. He's good at what he does, but he's just so flaming gay. He's like, I'm gonna go into this hot steaming battle and show these boys a thing or two.
Campers are all intense.
I like
Campers
that.
are all intense.
You could get the vigilant Christian to play that role.
Oh God, Mario.
Fucking
Mario's just fabulous.
Armored Skeptic's gonna be pissed at me. I love that. Like, he comes out of battle, he's covered in blood, and he's like, look at me, just covered in this hot, sticky mess. Best night ever.
That's great.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So
everybody look forward to BKN, man. Best night, or BKE. Best night ever. I put the N wrong place, but yeah.
You do that far too well, says Makeup by Brooke.
Well, I've been practicing so I could do the character.
Been
Duh.
sucking dick for years. No.
Of course, because that night is fabulous.
Fat gays say flabulous. Cridulant Vistion. Yeah, that's right. Fuck me, he cleared it.
Yep. Fuck me, he cleared it. Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
look,
that was-
we're all just jealous of Mario because, as Mario has said in one of his videos, because he's such a good Christian boy, you're all just jealous of me because I've just banged more hot bitches than you guys have. It's like, wow, okay, Mario, take the H for. It's like, okay. Very Christian of you to remind us how you used to be a man whore, Mario.
I gotta
All
find
for men.
Hey, I saw his Christian, whatever it is. There's just a bunch of dudes in a pool. It just doesn't get much more gay than that. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a pool and it's full of men and they're dunking each other under the water. That's
All right, we got one last question. Will we get a gay love scene between Best Night Ever and the gay elf?
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I definitely want to do some jokes between Best Night Ever and Magog, where it's like Magog would be like, "I will conquer you as long as you conquer my asshole. You can do it all."
That's great.
Shut up, you. Jesus Christ.
That's great. Well, I do apologize that we're having ended a half hour early, but my shit keeps freezing and it's just messing me up over here. So we're gonna end it now here in just a second. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Magog, for showing up, baby. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're always a good guest.
Yeah, appreciate it. And thanks for having me on and let me talk about my project and
Hell
stuff.
yeah, and you come on anytime you want.
I love these interview format stuff because I finally kind of get to put it out there.
Yeah, I like to do it sometimes.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Kind of,
It's a good format, man.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a losing format. I mean, you see how popular Rogan is, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah,
you guys are doing
Rogan's
great.
like my hero right now, so I'm such a fan. But yeah, so definitely going in that direction of the show, and started kind of doing that with Pat, and I liked the idea of it, and I wanted to do that with you. And if you do ever do the Magog sex tape, I want to volunteer my services.
I don't know about Magog, but Best Night Ever's available.
Yeah. Did you like the fat boys? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. We will see you tomorrow when Captain Kirsch is going to be on and Soda. And I guess that's it, except